CQ provides a number of different components straight out of the box, and it's always recommended that you perform a thorough review of every component that's available to you before you develop any new components. So for example, if you go here to Libs Foundation Components, you'll see all of the components that ship with CQ. So we have, for example, a breadcrumb component, a carousel component, a charting component, a list, a mobile list image, many different components, including the par base, the par sys, the portlet. There's lots of different components that are available here, and you can just utilize these very easily simply by including them in your pages. So for example, let's say I want to create a breadcrumb on my page. So all I would do is open up my content.jsp. Okay, so let's go back to my page rendering component like we've looked at earlier. And I'm going to go back to my components page. Here's my content page. Go ahead and open up content.jsp. And then where you have the breadcrumb here, let's just replace this with a CQ include directly to our component that we want to use. So here I'll say CQ include, okay, and I'll say path. Okay, as you see there, and let's just call the path breadcrumb. This is what it's going to write to in the repository because remember, everything is content. Okay, and then I'll say resource type is equal to foundation components, okay, breadcrumb. So now remember, it automatically looks in the apps directory and then it looks in the libs directory. So you can see here, this is pointing to foundation components breadcrumbs. The libs is assumed. So here I have foundation components breadcrumb. So it's going to include that breadcrumb component inside of my page rendering component. So now if I click save and I go ahead and test this actually in a browser, all right, let's take a look. We'll look at my company page, for example. Okay, actually, let's look at the English page. Okay, we should now see that we have the breadcrumb. So now you'll see I'm in design mode. If I get out of design mode here, and go back into preview mode, you'll see that there's my breadcrumb. Okay, and again, if I click on company, for example, you'll see that it tells me, hey, it's English and then it's corporation, because remember we changed the title of that earlier. And you can see that here, that breadcrumb component is directly reflected. So that's how you can easily utilize an existing component, and it's very important to check and see what's there before beginning any development process with CQ.